Man, welcome back for another F1 Total race here, Season 11 Division 1 for the second race of the season here around Imola. And today I am again joined by another Division 2 driver, BS Gabri. Hello.
Hello everyone, I am back in the commentary box, very happy to be here. I didn't have a proper introduction in Qatar since the qualifying didn't get streamed, but anyway, we are here in Imola. Home race also of both of us, of me and Sally. Saturday I couldn't attend the race in Division 2, but on one side I'm also happy because there was some terrorism from what I've heard. So hopefully it doesn't happen again in Division 1.
Yeah, if you want to see a lot of carnage going on track, just check out the Division 2 race on Wednesday. That has been streamed by Felix, and also if you haven't checked it, check the first esports race or esport division race around Qatar. That has been streamed also by Felix and Gabri earlier this evening. And yeah, we are here for the Imola Grand Prix, and we've seen on Wednesday what can go on here around this track, and also we came from the last week's race around Silverstone, the season opener, that has seen Paco winning the race on track, but Jeremy, who I on board with right now, won the race on penalty afterwards. So yeah, obviously Jeremy is now leading the championship, and yeah, let's see if we can hold it, or if guys like Kart Racer or the rest of the field has something to say against it. Paco isn't racing today, so the little Hamilton vs Verstappen 2.0 F1 Total version isn't going on this week. But let's see. There is an Alfa Romeo, it's just Valentine on a hot lap, but he has him validated already. Right behind him is Felix. His lap is still good, so we can stay on board with him, and we can have a little look around his hot lap. Oh, Nemesis! It's already out, and also already despawned.
Well, that was quick.
It was, yeah, not the best start that the Ferrari driver has expected, but Felix will cross the finish line soon and set the first lap time of this qualifying session, and it is a 1:14.948. And let's see what the guys behind will do against it, with Jeremy a 1:14.3 going down by 6/10, and he is on provisional pole right now. And let's see what the drivers behind. Kart Racer has started his hot lap now, and the Alpine driver of Immortal with a 16.1. GSP Hamburger has also crashed.
No, he retired in the pits. He has a qualifying ban. Him and
true. Forgot about
they
that.
have a qualifying ban following the questionable crashes in Silverstone.
Yeah, I've seen a yellow flag on the minimap, and then Hamburger's name dropping out, and I thought he crashed, but no, he didn't. He has a quality ban, so right now he is starting in P12. And let's see. There is a Red Bull of Kart Racer. I actually don't know the caller name. I can't memorize them. But let's see.
Wait, there is Fabian on an outlap. He should be retiring.
I think he drives up. If he knows that he has a quali ban, he's on an outlap. He will drive on the pits again, in the pits, and then retire. Just that his setup is going to be saved. And Kart Racer is on provisional pole of 14.0. Hopefully Fabian remembers that he has a qualifier. No, he's not. He will set a time by the end of the lap. Or maybe is he driving this hot lap just for fun and then going into the pits? I don't know. But currently, Fabian with the quali ban from last Saturday, he is driving his hot lap. And I don't know what it says in the rule books exactly, but if he completes this quali lap, then there is a chance of a DSQ. We will see. But let's have a look at the Haas driver at Hamilton. It is his first race here in this league. So debut race here at Imola, and it seems like a decent lap from that what I've seen so far. And let's see, it's a 1:14.4. Sets himself into P3, second row for him in front of CPI Evo. And yeah, let's have a look at the back with Marco. He is also a Div 2 driver who is reserving today, just like Gilles Valentine, and he is starting a hot lap right now. Let's see what he can do in the Aston Martin. Going into the first corner, very tricky chicane. He had a little moment there.
Let's see if he keeps it in track limits. Yes, he does.
24.2 on the first sector. Apart from the little mistake on the first chicane, he keeps it safe for now. And yes, Fabian went in the pit and retired, so at least he didn't set a time. But let's see, Marco will cross the sector 2 line. It's a 50.0. It says purple sector 2, but yeah, we know the game. It always shows just a reference for the sector times from the guys you see on your leaderboard on the top left on your own onboard. But he crosses the line of 15.3. It's P7. P7 for Marco. Let's look back because there's just Valentine. He will set his first lap time of the qualifying. It's 21.9, but okay, he's restarting it now. How is your opinion about Imola and just Valentine? Went off track there, but he held it together, and yeah, his lap time is ruined again. Yeah, what I want to ask, how do you feel driving around Imola, or how do you like this track?
Well, yeah, obviously as an Italian, it's a very wonderful track, very historic. Sadly, it's also historic in a sad way, you know, after the death of Ratzenberger and Ayrton Senna. But well, nonetheless, it's a beautiful track, and I love to drive around it. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has its ups and downs, and because of its history, but it's still a wonderful track to race on. And yeah, we have 8.5 minutes left in this qualifying session. Just trying to send the link from the stream into the Discord, so everyone who isn't racing can join us here for the rest of the qualifying and the whole race for the second race here around Imola. Let's have a look back, because there is Blackberry Hall, will finish his... No, he will start his lap now. Perfect.
Now we can see there is also CPI Evo. Shout out to the team CPI because they raced earlier this evening in the esports event after an absolute domination of race.
Yeah, unfortunately it didn't follow the race, so can't really tell much about it.
Well, yeah, there were Volcano, and another one I don't remember the name. It was Polish. They just dominated with 10 or more seconds from the guys at the back. I mean, there was one that disconnected, so it wasn't lucky, but the other one just won with a huge gap.
Let's have a look at the back of the grid, because there's Jonathan currently on a hot lap. He is 10 seconds off the pace right now, but he is improving by 5 seconds. He needs to improve a little bit more to somehow keep the pace, but currently is in 10th and last from the guys who has set a lap time. And let's see, he rounds a final corner and invalidated. That's a tricky section. He completes the lap time. It would be a 16.0. It would be still P10. But yeah, he stays there where he was.
There is a Hamilton in the house.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird to say Hamilton in the house. I'll just call him Hamilton. And I saw he was improving by around 2/10.
Yes, he can challenge for the front row, surely, if you hold it together, and he is.
He does, P2.
14.2 for Hamilton? I don't know, it's pretty weird. And in the Haas, but yeah, front row alongside car tracer for him. He still needs to find 2/10 to somehow challenge for the pole position. So currently everyone in lap or in the pits. There are some drivers. No, there is actually no one who's driving out currently. So yeah, both Red Bulls in the front, as we expect. Seems like Hamilton will be the man who can chase them together with CPI Evo. And we are just waiting for at least anyone coming out. I can't really tell how much we have on the clock. Ah, there he is. Around about 4.5 minutes to go, and so now the first drivers are driving out, with Felix being the first one who will be on an outlap for the last part of qualifying. Currently sitting in P6, a bit under his own expectations, as he usually has. But Tom Taylor joined. I don't know.
He didn't check the attendance though.
Didn't he? I guess he talked to Felix.
No, he didn't.
Maybe he talked to Felix about this.
Well, I mean, we hope so, because that would be.
I don't know if it's just me, or he isn't even in the reserve drivers list.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see him.
I don't know. Maybe Felix knows about this, and if not, he can't really do much about it apart to tell Tom to just leave by his own. But
well, anyway, we'll see about it later, because Felix is now starting a lap.
Yes,
probably his last lap of the session.
3 minutes left in this qualifying, I guess, and now everyone is coming out of the pits to drive the last hot laps of this race. There is a Little traffic going down to turn 1, but nothing happened there. Let's stay on board with Felix. Oh, he was on the limits, with the track limits. Let's see if he is improving out of sector 1. He is, but barely. Barely improving. Just by 26 thousandths.
And he's now going through the Pirocella and now also the Acqua Minerali, the hardest corner of the circuit. We'll see how it goes in here. Very good usage of the curb there, very good traction at the exit, and he goes for 49.4.
He's improving by 3.5 tenths, so he can challenge. If he finds another 1 or 2 tenths, he can challenge the second row. Let's see. He uses the inside curb maybe a bit too much, but he holds it together. And it is a 1:14.5, and it is P5. Overtook Imola, who is now coming out of the pits. And let's see, I've seen Jules Valentine. He's down by 1.5 seconds, so he is obviously not improving right now. And Blackberry
also starting the lap.
Yes, Marco Darko is starting now, and Blackberry Hall, his teammate, he isn't improving out of sector 1. Let's see how he is doing out of sector 2. Currently 7th fastest, and he is improving by a bit more than a tenth, and he has invalidated. And he has invalidated, and he has still a minute, but he needs to manage to get some ERS back. And try to make.
Marco has improved by 3 cents in the first sector. He's going through Acqua Minerali now.
Oh, there's a Mercedes in front of Jonathan. He didn't block him, but yeah, he surely lost a bit of time there.
4 tenths.
So big improvement from Marco. He can fight for P6 now if he holds the lap together.
Down to Rivazza now, the last corners.
Jeremy
with a 13.9 on pole position.
Provisional pole going down into the 13th. Marco finishes his lap time, and it is a 1:14.8. Now the Mercedes of Jonathan starting his hot lap, and the Alpine of Immortal also starting his hot lap right now. But his teammate CPI Evo is improving out of sector 2, but not by much. Not even a tenth, but let's see. Where will he finish? He crosses the line in a 1:14.2. It's P4. He's 3/100th of a second behind Hamilton, who is invalidated, so he lost his chance. Kart Racer didn't improve, so if no one of the rest of the field is putting a master lap, Immortal invalidated his lap time. Same goes for Blackberry, and Gilles is in the pits. Let's see, Jonathan also invalidated. Tom Taylor has invalidated. So yeah, it's pole position for Jeremy, and it is a front row lockout from the Red Bull boys, who showed once again their strength on track. And Hamilton and CPI Evo right behind them. So yeah, if the race is as exciting as the qualifying session, then we will have, or we can have some brilliant racing going on, and we know these guys can race each other. We also said that in Div 2, and it wasn't really the case, but anyway.
Division 2 was an exception because we normally can. So.
We normally can. We saw that in Silverstone. I hope it doesn't happen too often. But yeah, that's it with the qualifying session here at Imola. Jeremy grabs his first pole position of the season. The championship leader starts in front of everyone, and Kart Racer's teammate right behind him. Hamilton hits a Dutch second row behind the German front row, and then a German third row. And then Immortal, Blackberry in P8, Jules Valentine 9, and Jonathan completes the top 10. Fabian, GSP Hamburger, Nemesis, and Tom Taylor are in. Haven't set a lap time. And yeah, 15 seconds to go till the race starts. We don't have a formation lap, so we will go straight away to the 5 red lights.
So it is, after all, Red Bull 1-2, and I think it's safe to say we would have expected it. With 2 very solid drivers, Kart Racer and Jeremy. And in the standings, McLaren and Red Bull are 8 points apart. So both Felix and Taylor are gonna have to recover quite a lot of positions if they wanna gain some points.
Yes, the team to beat this season is going to be Red Bull. We have Paco normally in the Red Bull alongside Felix, so it can be in the McLaren, yeah. And if they keep the season together, we can have a little fight, but Jeremy and Kart Racer are strong and consistent along the season. But yeah, it's probably gonna be a soft hard or hard soft. I don't know actually, because we had 3 safety cars, but 5 red lights are on, and its lights are, and away we go. Decent start by Jeremy, who gets a very good getaway, and Hamilton is right behind the toes of Kart Racer, but he needs to stay behind it. There is Immortal going off track. Did he hold it together? Yes, he has. Everyone survived yet, and there is a little fight going at the back, but nothing happened. And Hamburger!
And he
GSP Ham.
And there's a VSC, virtual safety car already from the first lap.
I guess there was a contact between Hamburger and some other guys at the back, and yeah, we have the first DNF of this race. Okay, it's a medium hard, says the possible strategies. I can't really tell what I drive, because what I drove on Wednesday, because we had 3 safety cars and 1 VS or 2 VSCs. I don't know. I don't remember.
I just saw Hamburger completely lost it at the Villeneuve, and I have no idea if it was a contact or a.
I suppose it was a contact, and Tyler. Tom Taylor retired.
Contact between Jonathan and Taylor retired. Under VSC they made contact.
And Jonathan has no wing. Jonathan has no wing.
Is pitting.
And Immortal is pitting. So carnage on the first.
Safety car. It's a full safety car.
Is it? Okay, yeah. But it still says virtual safety car on the top left.
Well,
no,
yeah,
now it says it says. Okay, cool. Yeah. Safety car deployed.
In the first 2 laps.
Maybe lucky for Jonathan. Maybe lucky for Jonathan and Immortal, then the safety car crossed out, and I don't know what happened there between the both Red Bulls. And yeah, apart from that, what happened at the back, most of the positions stayed the same, but if we have a look at the tires, then it is very mixed with mediums and hards. But yeah, I don't know, we probably will have some videos after the race from Hamburger to see what happened at the back on the first lap. I suppose it was a contact with, I don't know, one of the Ferraris or whoever was side by
I'm
side
actually
with
more
him.
curious about what happened between Taylor and Jonathan, because they just made contact under VSC and one of them retired.
Don't know.
Like maybe
I don't
maybe it
don't
was
even
at
know
your
where.
end.
I don't
Someone
even.
brake checked.
I don't even know where he crashed.
Before the Rivazza.
Yeah, but there is quite a big runoff.
Well, they took the wall on the right.
Okay. Well, chaotic start, but both Red Bulls still in front and Hamilton still in third and tried to catch. Same goes for CPI, Evo, and Felix. Let's see at the position. Let's have a look at the position changes from the top 6. Everything stayed the same. Then Blackberry Hole, Gilles, and Fabian gained 1 position. Nemesis is the winner of the start, who gained four places, going up into P9, and Immortal is the loser. Okay, let's say no. Normally it's Hamburger the loser of the race, of the start, because he DNF'd in turn 3, unfortunately for him. But safety car will probably go in this lap. Everyone catched the queue. So let's see. Okay, safety car goes in this lap. So Jeremy is leading the pack and will decide the speed of the restart.
He's trying to warm up his tires as much as possible before the last 2 corners. So he's going slow now. Just a little bit more. The last corner, and he'll probably start.
And late restart from Jeremy, and he's still weaving, and he's gone now. Katra is right behind him, but Hamilton didn't sleep, and he is still there with both Red Bulls. But let's see, the order
says at the back.
The order says the same in front. Oh, Immortal goes off the track. Immortal goes off the track. Immortal went into the gravel in turn 1 and is down into P12. I don't know what happened there. Now there is a little contact between both Ferraris, and now there is Fabian alongside Nemesis, but he has to drop back and stick behind him just to not cause any difficulties at this stage of the race. Lap 4 out of 32. But let's see in front, because there is Marco on the inside of Felix. There is not really overtaking spot, but he sticks with it. He sticks with it, pull the move up into P5, and Blackberry Hall is trying to follow his teammate, maybe into the Rivazza. There is no really overtaking spot. Felix outbreaks himself kinda, but he stays on the line and stays on track. Jeremy with the fastest lap of 1:18.2. Will we see the same DRS train that we saw last week with both Red Bulls? But they nearly touched both Red Bulls. Kart Racer nearly went into the back of Jeremy.
I almost lost it.
That would have been a disaster.
He was spinning out the Villeneuve.
But he is still there, so not a big time lost. And Hamilton is trying to pick some benefits out of the, I don't know, the strange strategies that both Red Bulls are following. It seems like Kart Racer is faster than Jeremy, but they stick with this order. I didn't pay attention. Is DRS enabled already?
No, not yet because of the restart.
So okay, so DRS will be enabled next lap, and Kart Racer will probably pass him. We will see. Will there be some position changes? Doesn't seem like it. Jeremy stays in front. So he's still leading the pack, and there's CPI Evo having a look on the inside because there is Marco on the outside. So he's showing some brilliant pace.
Oh, Nemesis spun!
Oh, did he
Nemesis.
pick some damage? No, he didn't. He spun.
He was overtaking G's Valentine on the inside and they touched.
So Nemesis drops down the order into 12th position. But the DS train is really on. And Kart Racer needs to pass him soon before Hamilton is trying something. And Sepia Evo is right behind him. Same goes for Marco and Felix. And Blackberry. They are all from 1st to 7th. There is... Okay, Blackberry has a little gap. But let's see in front, because the overtaking opportunity starts now. DRS enabled for Kart Racer, taking over Slipstream. Jeremy isn't really fighting this, and Kart Racer will stick with the move even before the braking zone, and Kart Racer is the new leader of...
Oh, Marco overtaking Ivo at the first corner. He pulls it out.
Oh,
he stays it.
There's Felix! Through goes Felix!
Double overtake!
Through goes Felix!
Wonderful move!
I was on board with Marco, and then McLaren just spawned on the outside. I don't know where he come from, but he pulled this double overtake going up into P4, and CPI Evo lost 2 places out of nowhere. But Marco is showing brilliant pace.
Battling at the first corner, and Felix just saw a gap and just went through after their battling. Beautiful overtake.
Oh, there is Gilles Valentine.
Gilles Valentine!
He lost it
at Acqua Minerali.
at the exit of Acqua Minerali, and it is a safety car. It is a safety car. Will the medium driver stop? Will... Just pulled off my microphone. Fabian with the drive through, and everyone is pitting. Everyone is pitting. And it is a disaster for the hard drivers.
Fabian is staying out.
Yeah, he's staying out. So Fabian is, same goes for Immortal and Nemesis. So a new top 3.
Through penalty for speeding.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So Fabian is the new leader of this race temporarily.
Oh, it won't be for long because of the penalty.
Yes, exactly.
It just went way above the delta when the yellow flags came in.
It doesn't matter. We have currently a Ferrari double podium in Imola.
He almost crashes.
What is Fabian doing?
He just almost spun on his own.
Some very unique tactics going on in the Scuderia. I mean,
so right now, the top 3 drivers are the only one that have stayed out.
Oh,
so
Jeremy, because of the double stack. Jeremy, because of the double stack, he is down onto P8. So currently, with everyone pitting, the top 3 is Kart Racer, Hamilton, and Felix. The safety car stays out for another lap. So second safety car within 8 laps.
I know that what happened in Imola was quite a lot, but I didn't expect it to happen in here as well.
Yeah, Imola isn't really a good track to actually race side by side. It is a brilliant track to race, but to race by your own. But when you have to go wheel to wheel, there can be some difficulties going on.
Well, actually, if I can be honest with you, I don't have a lot of problems with overtaking personally. It's just about keeping the right line and just having good traction. Like, I know Imola can have some very good battles, and we already seen it in the past.
It obviously can, but the fights in Imola only go well when everyone is leaving the space and driving fairly. When one driver starts to be aggressive, then you can see what can happen, because there is very little margin for errors. There are a lot of sausage curbs and gravel traps and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, the sausage curbs, I have to say, they can be very annoying. I mean, luckily with the new game, they don't just instantaneously kill you, but yeah they're still. You just want to avoid them at all costs.
Yes, exactly. And the safety car is in this lap. Fabian is leading the pack, and I don't know when. Maybe the last time he was in front of a safety car queue was, I don't know, in F1 2019. Everyone who is, or every German who is here in this league knows the inside joke about Fabian, and he waits a little moment, but there he goes. Immortal didn't sleep as well, so he stays right behind. There is a little gap between Nemesis and Immortal, but let's see. Oh, Immortal going down the inside, and Fabian going off the track, and
oh, he almost loses it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it was very close.
And Cut Racer with a double overtake.
Oh, that was...
Is he now P2?
He is P2, and it was a very important overtake, because Hamilton drops down the order. He is in P7, fighting side by side with Jeremy. Going into... Jesus Christ, I don't know the corner name.
Oh, Cut Racer is going down the inside of Minerali, he pulls it off. He's in the lead now, Cut Racer. After not even one lap, he just overtook them all.
Gilles Valentine wrote in the comments that he didn't lose his car. Did you crash, or did anyone crash you out? Let's see at the back, fight for P8. There is Blackberry Hall. Oh, there is CPI Evo going through.
Oh, Fabian lost it, and he crashes! He crashes with Hamilton, and he's out! And Hamilton with a 5-second penalty speeding in the pit lane. Blackberry, what is happening? What just happened? There's another safety car. What just happened? I mean, I saw Fabian losing it out of the final corner, and he was sideways at the straight, and Hamilton just hit him, completely destroying his car. And there have been so many penalties in just 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think Fabian's lost it out of the last corner. Then anyone hit him.
He lost it on his own and just caused a massive pile-up.
And there are some drivers who had to pit to avoid the crash, or had to pit because of, I don't know. Jeremy is currently without a front wing. He didn't have the opportunity to pit, so it is another safety car, and it is the exact same race as Div 2. Yeah,
The
it's
stewards are gonna have a long day after this one.
and again Fabian, he was involved in another crash. Just Valentine just wrote that Gabriel's accent is so funny. It's the Italian accent.
Well, but my Italian accent is better than Sully.
No way. I mean, I have to. I don't know.
Yes,
German.
Yes, it is. No, because that's because you live in Germany, so you probably speak more German than Italian.
Yes, that's true. But then you haven't you ever heard a real German talk in English? Because this is hilarious.
But how about Felix?
Nah, no. Guys like Felix don't have an accent at all. Yeah, we go from some Formula One races here to Italian and German accent. And Jonathan isn't third. Has he already pitted? Please say yes. He did. He pitted
yes,
twice. He pitted twice. Big man, please,
I can't
please,
blame, there were 2 safety cars.
please stay in third.
But he has older mediums than Kart Racer. I mean, I hate to say it, but Kart Racer is probably gonna
Yeah,
overtake
he
them all
is.
in the first lap.
He will pass him in, I don't know, within a lap or two. And Felix is currently leading, already pitted, but he's on mediums.
Maybe Felix can hold up against Kart Racer, but his mediums are a little bit older.
Yeah, also maybe Kart Racer can stay out with his tires till the end of the lap. Blackberry Hole can definitely with the hearts, and Felix and Jonathan, they can, because we've seen Rico and Sean Moole on Wednesday pulling a, I don't know, 25 lap stint on the mediums, something like this. So it is possible to finish the lap at the race on these tires.
Actually, you wanna know something? In the esports race earlier, there were guys with a puncture because their tires were just too old on the mediums. They had like 17 laps and they got punctured.
Yeah, okay. Qatar is a whole different track than Imola, and I don't know about the tire degradation difference, but I think that Qatar has more degradation than Imola.
Well, yeah, because of the front tires, but just I'm not sure about the mediums lasting up until to the end. Blackberry, I think Blackberry will go with this stint to the end.
Blackberry can definitely go to the end, but like I said, Rico and Sean Moole finished the race with a 20 lap or more stint on the mediums.
So safety car is not coming in this lap because Marco and Eve are still catching up. So it will probably be out in the next lap. So we just had 14 laps of chaos. The rest will be hopefully real racing without any more crashes.
I hope, yeah. 14 laps and 3 safety cars is not really that what you want to see, especially not as a commentator. Actually,
yeah, to think the half of the race will be 16 laps, so we're not even half of the race, and we have had 3 safety cars.
yeah, it's really difficult for us commentators who we're not professionals. And to talk about or to find something to talk about when nothing is happening on track, it's pretty difficult. So we hope that the race is going to finish in the safest way possible. Everyone has catched up the queue, and so we're waiting for actually Bernd Mailänder is the guy who has the most leading laps in this race, I guess. So my driver of the day is definitely Bernd Mailänder.
So like I said, looking at the standings, McLaren is 8 points from Red Bull. So Felix is gonna have to use this stint as much as possible if he wants to gain some significant points, because I think he can.
He can, definitely. He just need to hold the remaining laps together, and he can start from now on. 3 safety cars and 3 different leaders, and we've seen from the other 2 starting really late. And let's see what Felix is doing. He's driving a bit slower than the rest of the guys.
He's
safety car.
Some fuel.
Yeah, and and he is gone now. Fast restart. Once the safety car was in, he already saw a little lag from Jonathan, who nearly ran into the back of Blackberry Hall, but he stays behind.
For an overtake on Nemesis.
And he goes for not double overtake.
He pulls it off, double overtake in the first corner.
And Nemesis lost 4 position or something to go 3 wide into turn 3. Side by side, Hamilton and Marco going off track is the Aston Martin, but he stays on track, has the inside line, and he pulls off the move for P6.
Nemesis spun.
Oh, Nemesis spun. Does he have some wing damage? Doesn't seem like it, so just a normal spin, but now he is quite far back. And
yeah, the car is fine.
Yeah. Let's see. Hamilton against Marco. Currently 4P6. But even in front, Felix is pulled a 8/10 gap, or nearly a second gap from Blackberry Hall, and now Kartracer needs to pass him now, and he does. He uses a lot of ERS, and he pulls up the move, and he goes up into second place. Jeremy is trying to follow him, passes Jonathan, and goes up into P4. So both Red Bulls are trying to rebuild their races, and they're doing pretty well right now. Felix has... oh no, Kartracer nearly catch Felix. But the DRS isn't enabled just yet.
Yeah, exactly. It will be enabled in the next lap. And right now it's interesting because technically Blackberry...
oh, Sivo!
The hut... oh, Evo!
CPR Evo has lost it, and he went against the wall, but did he pick some damage? I can't see from there, but yeah, he doesn't seem to have any front wing left. That's unfortunate for him. Oh, he has some...
He's missing the end plate.
Yeah. The front left end plate is missing on the Alpine, and Kartracer against Felix.
Battling at the straight, going into the Tamburello now. Felix stays ahead. Kartracer following very close. He's gonna have more speed because of the tire wear difference.
Evo has spun again, and he's again against the wall. Is he going to the pits? Yes, he is. Let's have a look in front, because Kartracer with the better line and probably a better exit. Evo has retired, and Kartracer now has the inside line going in. Jesus Christ, these corner names.
Piatella. It's
Piatella.
Jonathan with a penalty.
Jonathan with 3-second time penalty. Tosa is
So there
the
he goes. There he
hairpin,
goes his-
right?
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
yeah. Tosa is the hairpin after sector 1.
Yeah, I always mixed Piratella with Tosa. I always
Pircella is the fast hander on the
Yeah.
left.
So let's see. DRS is on for Felix. He is 6/10 behind. But let's see. Does he have the straight line speed? He's gaining and gaining, but will it be enough? Doesn't seem to be enough. Just it isn't enough. He stays behind, but the fight is still on. Kart Racer is the leader with Jeremy past Blackberry Hall. Back on podium places.
So right now it's a battle between Blackberry, Jeremy, Felix and Kart Racer, even if Blackberry has the penalty. And Kart Racer has already pulled 1.3 seconds from Felix.
Yeah, Kart Racer's
He's
flying
just
right now.
Flying.
Or Felix maybe did some mistakes because Jeremy is right behind him and he can pass him soon. He just need to wait for the start finish line to open up the DRS, and it's probably gonna be a easy move. So DRS is open. Felix is not really defending, he can't really defend. So Jeremy goes up into second place, and it is again a Mercedes. It's a Red Bull one too. And Felix currently in third. Blackberry Hall is trying to stay in the DRS range. He currently is.
There is a little bit of battle between Immortal and Jonathan for P7.
Oh, Jonathan has a brilliant line.
There is a little bit of contact.
He had the better line of Imola going into the second chicane, but there was a contact and he stays in P8.
Jonathan is just flying in the straight.
He has some very low wings, as it seems like. Marco with 3 seconds. Marco with 3-second time penalty. And that can benefit Hamilton. He is 1.5 seconds back.
Felix
But let's look in front because Jeremy doesn't have ERS anymore. But Felix just wants to set behind and wait for any errors of Jeremy. He doesn't want to force anything because Jeremy has nothing to defend. He has less than 10% of ERS.
Immortal span!
Oh, Immortal!
I think there may have been some contact with Jonathan out of the Tamburello.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But he also picks up 3 seconds. Only 9 drivers remain for the last 12 laps on this Imola Grand Prix.
Felix is just pushing as much as possible to stay behind Jeremy and even catch up to him. They are 5 tenths apart now. So he's gonna have DRS, maybe even ERS. We'll see if he's gonna use it.
Jeremy with a big moment
Jeremy
there. He kept it on track. And now Felix has the opportunity. He has the opportunity to regain second place back, and he does. Comfortable overtake with the DRS, and Felix is again up into second place. Can Jeremy answer? He was struggling in the last couple of laps. Kart Racer is loving this fight at the back because he can fly away without any problems, and has not yet. It has a 3 seconds gap from Felix and his teammate. But let's see, not really a fight going on apart from Nemesis and Jonathan. But Nemesis doesn't have to overtake him necessarily. Oh, Jonathan goes wide on Piratella, and he already has a penalty. It seems like Nemesis is faster, and he wants to pass it as soon as as soon as possible.
Jeremy is now using DRS on Felix. He's
So
gonna
DRS
try
is
for
open.
the move.
Going to the inside line, and he sticks the move. Can Felix answer? No, he stays behind, and he is back on second place. Nemesis is... Oh, Hamilton is in the pits. Hamilton is in the pits. Why is he in the pits?
Well, he had 13 laps of hards.
11 laps old. He could have easily stayed out with it.
Did he have wing damage?
No, they didn't change it. So I don't know. Now he is down into P9 and lost some important points for him. He was in P6 without penalties. Interesting, his decision to pit, but anyway, Felix is a bit more than half a second behind Jeremy. He can use ERS to reduce this gap, or maybe retake his position back. He isn't using ERS. He's going for the outside line. Jeremy on the inside, late braking by the Red Bull, and Felix stays behind. Good defending by Jeremy, who stays in second place. Felix has to wait for at least one more lap, but here let's have a look, because at the Tosa, Felix tries around the outside, but it doesn't go well yet. Side by side, going straight into Piratella, and Jeremy stays in front. Going a bit off track there. I don't know if this was a warning. At least he doesn't get a penalty, at least not yet.
Felix is just so close to Jeremy, they're 3/10 apart. He's just tailgating him at this point. In the middle, Car Tracer has pulled 7 seconds because of the fight.
So Car Tracer is loving it right now, but now Felix has another chance to overtake the Red Bull driver. Felix versus Jeremy. He's going on the inside line this time, and he pulls up the move before the braking zone, and Marco's in the pits and picks up 5 seconds for speeding. He was on mediums, going into softs.
Maybe he's gonna try for the fastest lap, given that there's 8 laps now.
Maybe. Hamilton with the fastest lap, a 16.971. So the fastest lap going onto the Haas team. We haven't seen that since Belgium 2021, when Mazepin grabs the fastest point of the race.
Oh, Jeremy's chasing Felix after
really close.
They almost go side by side at the Rivazza. Will he try to move on his side? No, he doesn't. He tries to stay behind. He just wants to use the DRS to play it smart.
Blackberry over 3 seconds. Currently setting it before, but he doesn't have the pressure from behind. But the pressure from behind has Felix, with Jeremy, who regains second place. So probably, if this goes on, the guy who overtakes the guy in front on the last lap will probably be in front. This would be interesting. How these two will manage the strategic way of this fight. It is currently the last, the only fight going on track.
And let's remember, Felix has 4 laps more of wear than Jeremy. Oh, Jeremy goes wide!
Oh, Jeremy goes off! Jeremy goes wide! And now Felix has passed him again.
He lost a lot of time, there is 7 tenths now.
So at this stage the tires, or the medium tires, should start to they will come at some point where the tires just drop off.
Well, I think they already did. Jeremy's
probably
on 14 laps and Felix is on 18.
Probably, yeah, but Jeremy goes down the inside.
And he pulls it off.
Good move by Jeremy, who is now again into second place after his mistake at Acqua Minerali. Hamilton, no, Jonathan in the pit. Never mind. Oh, Marcos, fastest lap of 16.2. And he also, Marco also passes Imola. Oh, Jonathan with wing damage. And the soft compound tires.
Now we see Felix going through the Variante Alta, chasing Jeremy once again. So they're just alternating positions every lap.
Late braking by Felix. He's trying to stay within the time of Jeremy, and now he has another opportunity to pass him. DRS is on. Slipstream has been used, but maybe it's not enough. Jeremy is covering the inside line. Late braking by the Red Bull. Maybe Felix is trying a switchback. No, he is not. He stays behind, and Jeremy stays into second place. Blackberry Hall, he has a penalty, unfortunately, but he's gaining on these two in front. Caused by their fighting each other and losing a whole bunch of time. Maybe he can catch up and take some relevance into this fight. Unfortunately, he has a penalty, so can't really tell much.
So right now, if Felix and Jeremy keep alternating position like this, theoretically Felix should be in front.
We will see.
But they are sparing a lot of DRS now. So they're just using DRS for the overtake. And they switch position once again.
Yeah, they saved
for Immortal.
they saved a lot of DRS because they don't need it. They're just so close at the beginning of the straight to each other that they can pass each other without using much of the battery.
I wonder if we'll see some games after the Variante Alta, because that's where the DRS detection point is. So I wonder if we'll see, I don't know, someone braking earlier to use the DRS later.
Possible. Maybe on lap 31 we can start and see some DRS plays, some DRS games going on.
Surely they can't right now because they're 5 tenths apart, now 6 tenths apart, now 7.
Jeremy is a bit far off, but with the usage of his battery, He backs up the move without
just
any
flies
hesitation. Felix didn't even try to defend.
But he is saving a lot of battery for later.
He is, yeah. And let's have a look in front. Kart Racer is setting some time trial laps. Has a 14 laps lead. So he is driving without any sort of problems. Just driving by his own. He is... maybe he can lap Jonathan.
I'm looking at the race director. Both Felix and Jeremy have 2 warnings for track limits.
Ooh,
So
okay.
if they go out just once, it's over.
It is, yeah. So let's see.
And now Felix is attacking DRS and ERS.
New lap, new chance, same spot. But Jeremy's trying. Jeremy's trying.
Oh, side by side through Tamburello. Felix pulls it off. He stays ahead. And they're just 1/10 apart from each other. Will Jeremy try and move down the inside? No, he doesn't yet. Maybe we'll try something at the Tosa. We'll see. But no, he stays behind. He wants to do it later.
Yeah, 3 laps to go. He will have enough opportunities. Oh,
Felix! He got a penalty!
Felix! Felix
And
with
then
3
it's
seconds.
over.
I mean, Jeremy can still pick up a penalty too, but that is unfortunate. And now Jeremy,
it will just have to not push and just stay behind him, because
stay behind,
it doesn't make
keep
any sense to go
yeah,
fast now.
yeah, stay behind, keep it on track, and then you will have your second place. But I know Jeremy, he is not gonna stay behind, probably. He's not using the ERS, so
So he is staying behind.
Jeremy is the guy who would attack you even though he would be in front with the penalties. Let's see if he's doing this time. He is probably in the party with Kart Racer. I guess he's just telling him stay behind and pick up the second place on penalties.
And I have to say, it was a beautiful battle between the two.
Yeah.
Very good racing. I mean, even if the overtaking was just at the main straight, they were just being constantly behind one another. It's already something that not everyone can do.
It is indeed.
And Kart Racer now, he's starting the last lap with 17 seconds from Felix.
Yeah, let's give him a bit of camera time. A bit of a controversial race in the first half of the race. After the third safety car, there wasn't much going on. And like I said, Jeremy is passing Felix because he can't sit behind. I knew it. Anyway, Kart Racer has drove brilliantly without any kind of problems. He was always the fastest. He will not lead the championship. I don't know exactly where he finished with penalties after the race on Silverstone.
He is in 4th.
He finished 4th, so Jeremy is still leading the championship, but it doesn't matter for now because Kart Racer crosses the line and he wins the Imola Grand Prix. we have to wait for a little bit to help Jeremy to cross the line, but as it stands, it's gonna be a Red Bull 1-2. Jeremy rounds the final corner and crosses the line into P2. Blackberry Hole, Felix completes the podium, and Blackberry Hole was right behind him at the end of the race, but finishes in third. Nemesis, with some complications at the start of the race, finishes in P5. Hamilton P6. Marco will finish in P7. Immortal and Jonathan completes the race in P8 and P9. We just wait for the Aston of Marco, who will cross the line soon. Take your time, mate. And there it is. That's it for the second race of the season. The 25 points go again back to Austria. For the Red Bull team is the second race win in a row. And yeah, it's a complete German podium. And yes, that's it. Kart Racer wins the race with a big margin and grabs the 25 points. Jeremy in P2 completes the Red Bull 1-2. Felix in third, and Blackberry Hall in fourth. Nemesis in P5. Hamilton finishes in P6. Marco in P7 with the fastest lap. And Immortal in P8. Jonathan P9, and CPI Evo takes, even though he DNF'd, takes the last point of the race, finishing in P10. Fabian, Gilles Valentine, Tom Taylor, and GSP Hamburger are DNF without points. And yes, that's it for the second race of the season, the Imola Grand Prix. We will see you on Wednesday for the Hungarian Grand Prix on Division 2, and on Saturday with the race in Div 1 around Hungary and the British Grand Prix. It's been
what British Grand Prix do you mean?
The esport division, but it's not next week.
Yeah.
It will be on August the 5th. So yeah, just as normal, Div 1 and Div 2 around Hungary, and I was very fun. Glad to have commentated this race with you again, Gabri, and yeah, see you next week, and bye bye.